How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode one. And today I'm joined by a special guest, close friend of mine. He's a big star in the media group 321 Media. Ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Arruda.
How we doing,
Oh
brother?
my gosh, Jacob, how we doing? I don't know why you're wearing that shit, but how we doing? How we doing?
This is no matter what happens in the season, I always got to rep my team, no matter what.
Were you wearing that on Sunday?
No, I wasn't. For being honest, I
Yeah,
wasn't.
you had that
Shame.
Devontae Smith jersey on, I think.
I'd never in 100 years. My sister goes to Alabama. My dad sent me a picture of a Devonta Smith jersey. I said I'd rather use it as toilet paper. That's
Hey,
what I told him.
Hey, but thanks for coming on. It's nice to have you on. Roles are reversed. Usually it's the opposite. Usually I'm on your show, Arruda Awakening. If you haven't checked it out, guys, check it out. It's great. Me and Jacob got like four episodes out where I'm on, so
Sure.
it's fucking great.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you for freaking doing it, man. It's been freaking awesome to have you on. I mean, I've been
Yeah,
around the whole Eagles, not bandwagon. I didn't mean to say that, but I meant the whole run. I was trashing on them, and
yeah,
you got the bragging rights on my show.
yeah. I'm proud to say I'm a two-time champion, baby. Two-time.
I gotta get the dust out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you pulled that out with the VHS tapes. But yeah, man, let's get into it. So I
Sure,
just
bro.
want to ask you, what made you get into sports broadcasting and like 321 Media? How did that like come about? Because I know you call like the local games, Chero High School, even some Westerly High School games. How did you get into that? How did that opportunity like come about?
First of all, that's a really good question. I didn't think you were capable of coming up with a question
Ah,
like that's phenomenal. I'm just kidding. No, seriously. Dude, it was just my coach from Wesley High School soccer, Brian Williams. I played under him for 4 years at Wesley High School, and he got the job at Chero High School. And he always knew I was interested in this stuff. And I've been into it my whole life. The commentating sports. I mean, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, as you know. Duke Blue Devils, Celtics. I mean, all those
yeah,
teams that
I'm sorry for your mental illness. I know
that's it. Literally.
sucks.
Literally. I'm like one of those fans that like the Yankees, even though I hate them. The Lakers, Duke, and Cowboys. I'm like 50% one of those guys.
Yeah, I know. 50%
Literally.
douchebag.
Yeah,
Nah,
literally. Everyone that's
nah, I'm
around
joking with you.
those are one of
Obviously,
the kids that you just see walking around on the block, that just are trapping, and that's it, man.
obviously you're a great kid. It's been an honor to get closer to you the last however
Yeah,
many months, and
dude, for
you know,
sure. I mean, I don't know if I could say the same, but I mean, uh, no,
yeah,
no, seriously, it's been awesome, dude. We
yeah,
literally have the same interest, and it's been incredible to get this journey going, even with you. I
yeah,
mean, it's been awesome. It really has been awesome, for real.
yeah. And I could say even though you're a Dallas fan, Celtics fan, I could still say like I understand the passion because I feel like we have the same passion just for different teams, different guys.
Literally the
Quick pause,
absolute
but
rivals. And literally in every sport, I was thinking about this. We literally love sports, but we hate the teams that hate each other. And
yeah,
with teams that
yeah,
hate each other. And
it's
it's just,
crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of in and out when it comes to college basketball. Like, obviously, I love college basketball.
yeah.
My team, I mean, I guess URI because it's local, but I'm kind of I've always kind of been a little UNC. I root for Syracuse because of my dad sometimes. I'm not like huge into college
Pick
basketball.
your dad's teams, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
He's a
and
champion
and
Philly.
you're a Duke, you're a Duke guy, so I always hated Duke, but Cooper Flag is I
Yeah.
respect.
It's actually funny. I started liking Duke. I made my first very bracket. I had no idea, and I won the whole pool. I haven't won one since because I pick Duke every year to win. Every year, I've never not picked Duke, even if they stink.
I
And
respect it.
oh, you got it. You can't go against your team ever. How bad?
You can't. That's
Don't
like betting
matter how
against
much
your team.
money's in it. It don't matter whatever. You got to stick with what your blood's telling you, man. That's it.
Is
And
uh
Duke
is your dad a
was awesome.
Duke fan or it just came from
No,
that?
no, he used to like Coach K, and then he kind of drifted away, and he actually started respecting UNC a little bit. But I mean, he was never like a huge. He actually liked Syracuse when he was
Oh
younger.
shit.
Yes, he was a big Syracuse. I don't know what it is with them Orangemen, but I
Yeah.
guess it was up to something.
Yeah, hopefully when they get Melo's kid next year, Kai and Anthony, I think I forgot his name. He committed. Hopefully they'll turn it around because this year, they've been shitty this year. So we'll see.
I thought
But
you at first. I thought you were saying Mello Hamlin. I'm
no,
Mello,
no.
Melo's got a kid that's going to Syracuse. I'm like,
Nah, maybe Melo can go there, help him out. Shout out Melo if you're watching.
shout out, man. He's been part of my show, and obviously you've been on with him as well. It's awesome.
Yep. But all right, let's get into the elephant in the room.
Hate that you said he wasn't a top 10 quarterback? Hate that you said he couldn't throw the ball? Hate that he got over when push came to shove? Hate that he always say the right thing?
Money is nice, championships are better.
Hate that in your all-knowing, armchair wisdom, you were sure he'd come up short. Hate that you got it wrong?
Obviously, we talked about it on your show a couple days ago. Let's talk about this Super Bowl. So the Eagles defeated the Chiefs 40-22, and at one point we were up by 34-0. Honestly, that was a top 5 day of my lifetime. It was just great, watching Jalen Hurts fucking rip it, and Saquon didn't have a great game, but our defensive line was just unbelievable. How was that watching that? How was that for you? Because I know you're a Dallas fan.
It was hell. That's all I can say. Literally, I was the only one at both parties. I went to two Super Bowl parties. I was the only one going for the Chiefs. You'll never see me ruin for the Eagles, but I was getting depressed, and I actually texted you, and I was like, you know what? At least we have the best division. That made me think of that.
You had to
That's
think
how depressed I was watching the game.
You had to think of different coping mechanisms at that
Yeah,
point.
that's what I had to
That
think
was
of.
funny to me.
I'm watching the game, and I'm like, I work with one diehard Eagles fans, Dylan Kearney, shout out, and I work with you pretty much outside of it, 3-1, and chilling. So I'm never not hearing the birds. In fact, now because we send each other so much stuff on Instagram, I get more Eagles stuff than Cowboys right now. It's hurting me. I'm trying to stay off it because I keep scrolling and I keep seeing Eagles.
Hey, when you're the best, that's just what happens,
It happens for sure. You get the notice you need to get, and my team's never seen that. I don't know if we will see that, but I mean,
Hey, maybe when you have grandkids,
maybe I'll be that one guy, 90 years old, freaking, yeah, we did it, out of the chair. You know those people?
Yeah. Nah, but so obviously we talked about it on your show. I don't mean to get repetitive here, but
You got to go over what's hot, man.
Jalen Hurts proved you wrong.
He did. He's a
wrong.
very solid player, and he's a good player. He really is. And I've always called him good, but he proved to me that he was good, realistically, because I don't think he's a guy that's gonna. You might get mad. That's gonna elevate a team. That's obviously he won the Super Bowl. He elevated them. He played tremendous.
We already starting with this bullshit, I see.
No. He can elevate his team, and he's proved it. He's in Disney World. I think he's going to Philadelphia tomorrow for a parade. So I have nothing bad to say about him. He's a good player. He shut me up. He won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And obviously, like I've said, I'm so happy that we won, obviously. But there's no guy I'm more happy for than him and Coach Sirianni, because the amount of shit they got the whole year, even when we were winning, was just unbelievable. And honestly, this might be a little bias on my end, but I hate that the hate that they get. It almost reminds me of the hate Russell Westbrook gets, because I don't know why you're shaking your head, because it's just
They're champions, Blake. The
What?
Eagles are champions.
All
Westbrook is
right.
champion.
We're gonna calm down with the disrespect to my main man. But nah, during the year, it felt like, it just reminded me all these seasons I watched growing up of Russell Westbrook, where nothing was enough, and that's kind of how it felt. But obviously Westbrook doesn't have a ring, but I mean, I feel like there's not much more shit you could give Jalen and Coach Sirianni. I mean, the stats don't lie, and you got a ring now, so I mean,
You got to give Sirianni flowers. I think more than a lot of people do. I think he's getting. I don't even know if he's getting the appreciation he should be getting. I mean, after that bye being 2-2, you got to give him his flowers. I mean, they lost one game. They dominated. This was the best Eagles team of all time. That's not saying much, but I mean,
I mean,
seriously,
I would even you might hate me for this, but I think of all time, this is a top 10 Super Bowl team ever.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think they definitely rank in the 5 to 10 area because I
I'm
think
pro-
that they dominated everyone in their way, and
yeah,
despite who they played who they played, and they beat them bad.
yeah.
They had the
Uh,
perfect formula for it.
Between the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl combining for 95 points, who I don't care if they're playing in the fucking Fallies.
Nah, it's
Doing that
obviously
is impressive. That's never been done before, and
but
it's just on every cylinder, offensive line, quarterback, running back,
they were
receivers,
just
special teams with I mean, I thought our
health.
special teams
Health
would
to
be
me is
great.
the biggest thing in football. If you have health, man, like this team
Yeah,
had
and stayed
injury in
healthy.
the like you said, I'm pretty sure, and for come when it mattered the most, and they were ready, man. They were ready to win, and you got to give their players and coaches their flowers. Like I said,
Yep,
Jalen Hurts, he's a winner. He's a winner.
he's a
He's
winner.
not going to throw for 304 touchdowns, but when he needs to make a play, he's going to make a play because that's how it's got to be.
I would agree, and
Yeah.
I think he could be the player that could go for 304 touchdowns, but I think at the end of the day, that's not like if he
They won't
transitions
win
into
that way.
that player, we're
They
not going
won't
to
win.
win that way. It's
I
just
respectfully disagree because they will never win that way.
yeah,
And like first off, when we talk stats, you got in terms of like 304 touchdowns, but I'd rather win anyway, first off. So I'm not
yeah,
discrediting his victory. He's never thrown over 30 touchdowns in a regular season. So until he can, in a
doesn't need
17
to.
game span, so that's not even averaging 2 touchdown passes a game. You know what I mean? So it's like
He does it
he's
on the
got to
ground.
prove to me that he doesn't have to prove anything because number one, the GM built a great team around him. You
Yeah,
can't discredit that. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background, by the way.
it's all
But
right. We'll go.
little gal, new pup, made the worst decision, surprised my family on Christmas with a dog. I'm just kidding. He's a
Yeah,
legend.
he's
But
cute, but
back on track. I was talking about Jalen Hurts, right? About how he was
yeah,
scoring. Uh, I just I don't think he's the guy. He's in the most perfect situation for him to succeed. That's the way to say it. He's in the and you can't discredit him for that. You can't
it,
discredit him for
it's
that.
not ridiculous to say that. And I would say though, the way the team's built, it's built around Jalen. Like
Yes, I agree. I
the
agree.
threat, it's a dual threat with him and Saquon. It's like having two running backs, which is just
Right.
it worked to our advantage, and you know that's just how it panned out. And
It's a
at the
great,
end
and
of the
that's why
day,
football. Sorry, you want to finish
oh
first?
no, I was gonna say just at the end of the day, it resulted in the Super Bowl, and I think we could be right back there next year. So honestly, I don't care. Josh Allen, whoever else could have their 400, 500 passing yards in a game, 4 touchdowns, whatever. But when Jalen Hurts is holding that Lombardi at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me.
I agree because if you look 20 years down the road and we have children, and a kid comes up to us saying, "Dad, who won Super Bowl 59?" Jalen Hurts is going to be his name is cemented there forever. So credit is for real though. They're not going to remember Mahomes making it. It's
No,
going to be
it's probably gonna
Jalen
more
Hurts.
be like it's more gonna be like, yo, Dad, who won Super Bowl 59, 60, and 61? First ever three-peat. Oh, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, 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 yeah. That guy, yeah.
He's in the perfect system to do it. He's in the perfect system to do it. I think he'd be the worst player in any sport to three-peat.
All
But I mean,
right, relax,
no, but
relax.
you know what though? I'm gonna say this. In football, in terms of team, three sides of the ball, you got offense, defense, special teams. I mean, no one's better. No one's better built than the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think that they do have a chance to definitely go back to back if they stay healthy. Three is very hard because everyone's got to
Three,
stay
three
healthy.
is always hard. Like obviously, as an Eagles fan, I knew we had the better team, but going against Patrick Mahomes when he was on the biggest stage to get a three-peat, I thought we were fucked. But
Yeah, I thought we were screwed too. I think that we're pretty
but
good.
the boys came to play. But no one's ever even when they were what's the word? When they were facing a three-peat, no one's ever even got to the Super Bowl. So the
I
fact that
think
they
it was so
got there,
stupid, bro, for trying to get the rights from Pat Riley too. That like the
yeah.
Eagles gave the Eagles the most motivation they ever damn needed, in my
Hey,
opinion.
that's
And
what
the Chiefs
happens
didn't
when
even.
you get a little too cocky.
Literally, though, because let me tell you something. The Chiefs, they were great. They're always great. But in terms of like, if you really dissect their matchups this year, and this was the worst Chiefs team in Mahomes. And Mahomes is
Yeah,
thing. I'm not
100%.
discrediting the Eagles at all. The Eagles beat them.
No,
They beat them.
no, I don't think that's ridiculous to say. Every game this year they squeaked it out. I think they scored over 31 time, and
Right.
obviously they got exposed on Sunday completely. Their offensive line got fucking
I agree.
destroyed.
They could have been that freaking team to win 9 games in serious and sneak in as a
Exactly.
wild card, but they found a way to win games, and that's what you give credit to Mahomes and the coaching staff, because those type of games you find a way. But when talent's a bit too big of a margin, like we saw in the Super Bowl, it just doesn't matter. Throw the coaching out of the way. They didn't blitz once. The Eagles didn't
Yeah,
blitz. That's how
6 sacks
dominant.
without a blitz is just ridiculous. Shout out Vic Fangio was
Yeah,
one of honestly, he might be the best Eagles defense coordinator ever, and he's only been there for 1 year. It's just been
like I
ridiculous.
said, I don't
So,
think that's hard to do. I think if you throw me in that defense, I think
all
I'd be
right,
okay. And
yeah,
the
all
Eagles
right.
poverty franchise, I mean, they got their second Super Bowl. It's pretty, but I mean, listen, it ain't. It's poverty. They're still like a third world team. You know
All
what I
right,
mean?
yeah.
They're like a team that's trying to make it up.
You're flexing civil right Super Bowls with the Cowboys.
Listen, rings are rings, baby.
Buddy, the Twin Towers were still up when the Cowboys won a ring. Come on. We
That's so
got
cool.
we gotta move on. We're done with the 90s, little bro.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, like I said, I was born, and then 10 years before me, that was the last time they even made it to an NFC
10
champion.
years exactly.
So I'm saying when I was born, that's 20 years. I'm going to be 20.
Yeah.
Minus another 10 years. That's the last time the Cowboys made an NFC championship, which one was when they won the Super Bowl. That's
Oh,
embarrassing.
they never made
30
one.
years. It's going to be 30 years since they've made an NFC
I
championship.
thought, damn, I mean, I thought I knew that, but I also thought like I thought they made one after they won all the Super Bowls and lost, and that was it. But I guess not. No.
No, they won. They
Damn.
made 3 Super Bowls in the 90s. They won all three. I was just made it the wrong time. Put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, yeah. Uh, we'll put that one on Russ Arruda. But
Yeah, my grandfather, they all saw them win. My grandfather saw 2 Super Bowls before my dad. My dad sees three. I see nothing. I think we have 3 playoff wins. I think that's what I've seen. 3 or 4. I think 4 playoff wins.
you've seen disappointment. But anyways, keeping it on the Eagles. I don't mean to make it all about the Eagles because obviously
It's all right, Blake. It's all right.
we're the champs, and I rinsed you on the Eagles on your podcast the other night, but is it I don't really think it's an argument anymore because I had this question typed up before the Super Bowl, but is this the greatest single running that fuck. Is this the greatest running back season of all time from
First
Saquon
time,
Barkley?
you looked pretty dumb there. Listen, that was a nice thing, though. I respect.
I'll keep it in there because that was funny as fuck.
Listen, that was awesome. You asking if Saquon Barkley, this was the best running back ever by a
Was
running
this
back?
the best running back season ever from a running back?
I think you got to compare him to Eric Dickerson. I think Saquon took his team to where they needed to be. I agree with you. I think Saquon, they played the same amount of games. I think it was a 90-yard difference in the regular season. I
Yeah,
think it was
90 yard.
something like that.
And I know they got the extra game, but if he
No,
didn't choose to rest, he would have broke that with ease.
I agree. And I think that his playoff stats were the greatest of all time for a running back. I think they've got to be up there.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's without him doing anything in the Super. Imagine he went off in the Super Bowl.
right. And he played his worst game of the season in the Super Bowl, and it wasn't on him. He knew that he was
Yeah,
going to get that attention. And credits to Jalen Hurts, because I mean, he got to throw in single coverage with the 2 best receivers in football.
that's what I want to hear right there.
Yeah.
That's
You
yeah.
pretty much threw to Randy Moss and Jerry Rice with me and you on him.
All right,
Dude,
well,
he's so good.
I, whatever. I mean, he's winning MVP next year, but that's
A tush push?
all right. Yeah, here we go. Nah, but that's besides the point. Eagles are champs. We'll get into them next year. But moving on, I had, I've been holding this question for a while. Do you think Lamar can ever get it done? Do you think he could ever win a Super Bowl?
Yes, I don't think with his team, he's never had any luck, I feel like, in the playoffs either. Now, he hasn't performed well in the playoffs, but if
Yeah.
you look, even
Yep.
this year, Blake, I really dissected it. Mark Andrews had 2 drops. Derrick Henry dropped one he would have scored on.
Big drops. Yep. Three big
His
drops.
2 receivers were practically out. Bateman got hurt in the game. Zay Flowers didn't play. So in terms of like Lamar Jackson, man, last year, not this year was his worst. The last year when they were home and they had Kansas City, that's when they needed to get it done.
That was ridiculous. They should have easily won that game.
Yeah,
It's right
they
there.
need to go after a guy like either Tyreek Hill or Devontae Smith. Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Well,
I don't even
yeah.
like honestly, T. Higgins is made out of glass. I think they need a legit piece to get them over the hump, bro. I'm
T.
serious.
Higgins has like fucking Strombolis as hamstrings. So
He reminds me of the West. He reminds me of the high school soccer team when I played. We were all hurt. And me, Tommy, we got tapped. We were all out. Gio, we were all out.
Yeah.
That's how it went with us, man. And it just seems like that's the same story for T. Higgins and even the Ravens. I mean, this was the last 2 seasons Lamar's been healthy, but other than that, he's been pretty banged up too his whole career.
I don't know. Like, I love Lamar, but even with those drops, though, what do you have? 2 picks and a fumble, or was it a
Right.
pick?
I think the pick was awful. I mean, I think the
pick was
beyond
terrible. He had that fumble, and in the playoffs, as it's been proven, teams who win the turnover battle win the game.
I agree.
Uh,
It's a common factor in all the sports, Blake.
Well, yes, but especially in football,
Yeah, they're more valuable in football than anything.
the turnover, like, it's very rare a team wins a game and they have 1 more turnover or 2 or 3 more turnovers than the other team.
Right.
So it's very hard to win a game. Yeah, I don't know. Like Lamar, I don't know. He's on a short.
I think if you like dude, I don't know. Football, I just really thought of this. I mean, like, obviously I've thought about it for a while since I've even done podcasting, but football is the most team-oriented sport out there. It's 53 men. Obviously, you got those it factors that make everyone better. They rally around you, like Tom Brady, right? Like those guys are generational. Jalen Hurts, I don't think he has that effect yet. I think that he is a winner, though. I even like him in his attitude. He doesn't smile. I don't know what happened. I've been watching videos. I'm like, why isn't this guy smiling? But he's
locked in on the back-to-back. That's what we're focused on right now. After the parade, it's back-to-back.
He's in the perfect scenario to succeed. But we were talking about, here I am bringing up Jalen Hurts. Bring up Jalen Hurts every second.
But nah, I know what you mean. It's just, I don't know, Lamar on a short string for me after this year. I think, yeah, Mark Andrews, like I've said, Mark Andrews dropped those catches, but you can't be you've been in the league this long. I don't know what he's got, 2, 3 MVPs.
He's got worse stats in the playoffs than Dak Prescott. Go look it up.
Exactly.
He's got 1 more playoff win, but I think that this is like, if you like, he's a superstar though, Blake. He's in the scenario, he's gonna get it done.
He's James Harden. He's James Harden.
I think he's more valuable to his sport because he's won multiple MVPs. He should have won this year. He shouldn't have won the one last year. So it evened out. So I don't complain about people being like,
sure.
"Oh, bro, whatever."
I mean, it's a quarterback award at this point.
It is.
Realistically, it should have been like either
Saquon. Should have been
Saquon McCaffrey, back to back.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say Jalen.
No, not last year. So let's talk about some Cowboys though. Let's talk about some Cowboys. Pains me.
Please.
What is your thoughts on the new head coaching hiring?
At first, I wanted to just disown and burn all my stuff. If I'm being honest.
Really?
Dude. I mean, you got a guy like Primetime out there, and I'm not a guy that is about swag and all that. I'm just I like the Belichick way, but like with a little bit of swag. The Jimmy Johnson way. The Jimmy Johnson way is the way to do it. You go watch clips of Jimmy Johnson when he had those Cowboys rolling. He let them be who they were, but when it was time to go, it was time to go. Deion's got his own swag. You know what I mean? I think that he would be the one to match Jerry Jones's energy.
Literally. But I
Now,
don't know if
Dan,
I don't know if you saw Jerry Jones said about the head coaching job. He said, "This is as big as a risk as you could take."
yeah.
So,
That was during his press conference with Schottenheimer, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
watched the whole thing while I was going up to school. I think that Jerry Jones is a complete bullshitter. He talks the whole time. He's like, I'm not going to make it about myself. But then he rants for 40 minutes. Literally, I'm not going to make it about myself. But I can tell you this, Schottenheimer is not a great hire. It's really not.
That's honestly, that's pretty much what he said.
Yeah,
He pretty,
he wasn't even praising him. I think that he could be a really good coach, Blake. I actually really do think so.
he could be,
I don't
but
think it's bad. People are grading the F minus. That isn't even a damn thing. But like, I think that you got to have the players. They have a lot of holes in their roster. They have a lot of holes in their roster. I mean, we saw
yeah,
what Kellen Moore did. Like, I dealt with Kellen Moore for a while in Dallas. We were loaded, but he never could make the right play at the right time. Like, you got to have the guys. He did it in Philly, but they had the
somehow
best team in the league.
he
You know
had
what I'm saying?
he had some skeptical play calling throughout the year, but I mean, on the biggest
Got the
stage,
job done.
he got the job done. I can't hate on him. I don't know
But
why he would take the New Orleans job. I get it, more money, but excuse me, they have
you're good.
absolutely no direction at quarterback right now. I mean, you got Derek Carr, but he's
Yeah.
fucking washed, hurt.
He's horrible. They gotta it's a horrible spot, but I don't think he can elevate a team. That's why I think it's
No,
horrible. You know what
I
I'm saying? Like, I think me and you could, if you gave me and you a month to go coach the Philadelphia Eagles, we'd be in the same spot. We'd be in New Orleans. We
we
probably
could
would.
do it, bro. We just pull out a Madden
You know what
playbook.
I'm
We'll be
saying?
fine.
Give me the headset and let's go.
AJ, go deep. Saquon, take the ball.
We'd be running. We'd just be running. That's it.
I, yeah. But yeah, I don't. As an Eagles fan, I kind of like it because obviously it's a big risk. I think it's
If
like
Jerry's alive, listen, and I'm not wishing no one death. I'm not the guy to do that. I'm not the guy to do that. I mean, I think that Jerry Jones, as long as he is there, as long as this, and as well as his son Steven, I mean, you guys are in good hands because that's 30 years of more torture. Because I just don't think that they don't understand that they got to give up. The general managing job has changed a lot since the 90s. They
yeah,
think draft picks are way more valuable than getting that one free agency guy to get them over the hump.
they could
That's
have had Derrick Henry last year. He was waiting on the fucking phone
that's what
call.
I'm saying. So it's like they don't know how to push the button to go all in. They say
Yeah,
they're going all in, but they rather get a crap load of draft picks, which is fine. But like, if you have the guys that, I mean, Dak's 31, bro. He's 31 years old. Like Schottenheimer, I think he's going to be great. I think Dak statistically is going to have, if he's healthy, they get a couple of linemen. He's going to have 35 touchdowns next year. I really do think so. What are you laughing at? He's had 3 seasons. He's at 35
nah,
plus.
he
Jalen Hurts
could
hasn't even had 25 passing touchdowns.
he, he could do it, but obviously we don't know like
I'm gonna say
us
something.
as fans, we don't really know what's gonna happen because we've never seen this guy as a head coach. This is
Right.
a huge gamble. It's like Jerry Jones threw the Cowboys on fucking black on roulette. It's
He
it's
does that every year.
it's a huge risk, but
I think that, yeah, I think it's definitely a risk. I think that the Cowboys just, I don't know, man. They need to just get the right guys and they need to be ready. If they can establish the run, Schottenheimer, McCarthy said the same stuff. If you listen, we're going to run the ball with who? Me and Blake blocking and Dan and Trary in the backfield? It's hard. It's not going to work. It's
I
not going to
know
work.
you gotta
You need to listen. You need
gently
to have a run game for any quarterback to succeed, bro. Any quarterback.
exactly.
And
It takes so much pressure off the quarterback.
yes, and the Cowboys, that's why when they were Dak's first half of his career, not only was he mobile, but Zeke was there. And, we could dive into him. I mean, he got
He,
really out of shape after. But and
yeah.
we ain't talking the one from Gingers. We're talking Zeke, the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And
I no, I agree, and I think, I mean, I don't, I don't mean to bring him back up, but I think Dak needs to like go like a little bit of a Jalen route where he like solely,
does
he,
nothing and just hands the ball off. Is that
no,
what you're saying?
no, no, shut the fuck. He solely like focuses on not making a mistake. Because I feel like if he limits the mistakes, he could be
Like
better than he is.
watching the Cowboys, bro, they're always chasing from behind because they can't keep the ball. They need to run the football. If
Yeah,
they run the football,
yeah,
he's going to turn into that type of guy where he doesn't have to force it. His play
exactly.
action, he's top 5 in the league at play action, Dak Prescott. I'm being serious. I'll take 5 guys over in play action. We'll go all the
Uh,
way, baby.
top five in what? The Unified League?
It must be because I tell you this right now. No, I didn't even listen to you right. My mind, listen, no, Dak Prescott is top 5 in terms of play action. He's top 5 in play action when he's got a good run game.
We'll see how he performs. Do you think the Cowboys need to go get another receiver though?
I think they need to draft one. I would never go pay a receiver because I
Yeah,
think that's the position in the draft where there's so much talent.
you can
I think
get him later rounds, like 3, 4,
you
5th.
might not think that there's generational guys, but like if you look at every team, well, like they all got a pretty damn good receiver. Like
That's where they're found. A lot of
yeah,
them. A lot of them are found late.
I
But
think if the Cowboys want to change their culture, they got to get Ashton Genty first round. They got to do it. That'd be their best selection since Zeke Elliott in
do you think they have to trade up for him, or do you think he'll slide?
I think that if I don't know. I really don't know. But we've never traded up in the draft. We've never.
Yeah, you're
Jerry Jones loves keeping his pick. He doesn't want to give up an 7th round pick. I'm saying it.
he's too old. See, this is also another thing with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Obviously, we're talking about it because you're a Cowboys fan, I'm an Eagles fan. The front office, the difference a front office can make is right in front of our eyes. The
Yeah,
Eagles easily have probably a top 2, top 3 front office.
yeah. And
Dallas
dude,
probably has the bottom 5.
last year, bro. Last year, you're exactly right. I'm going to add on to your point right now. I have to cut you off because this is so
Yeah,
perfect.
go ahead.
Last year, we could both agree they were probably at the same line of strength in terms of their teams.
Yeah, yeah, they
Like
were
literally,
neck and neck in the division.
we were better towards the end of the year, but we weren't much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was kind of like
We
it
were
was like a
better.
rat
We were
race.
better at
We
the end of
were
the
we
year.
were better at first, then we had that collapse, and Dallas took the division. Like we
Right.
had the division. You guys were like 2 games behind, and then we fell apart, and you guys took it.
That was awesome. I enjoyed every second of it, but it's too bad we got upset by 40 in the freaking wild card. We
Yeah.
suck.
That
My
was
God.
great to see.
But to add on to your point, I think that when we look at where the teams were last year at the end of the season to where they are now, the general management is a huge, huge thing because
Yeah,
Eagles went out, they fill in a gap that they had. You know, Jalen Hurts, like I said, he's not the guy to throw for 354 touchdowns, and he doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be. And I think to get Saquon Barkley is what the Cowboys needed to do, but we failed to do it, and they got
yeah.
him. And I think that put him over the hump. And they
I don't.
drafted phenomenal, dude. They got Mitchell and they got DeGene.
Eugene, yeah. All these guys were drafting young, signing Saquon, signed Zach Bond, which obviously a huge gamble. No one
Zach
knew he
Bond
was going to
too.
be
Yeah.
like a defensive player caliber. But you see our whole defense is just all these guys we drafted. It's just
Yeah.
we haven't been missing, which is just
Yeah.
fucking
They have
amazing.
the most expensive offense in the National Football League. So the way that they built their defense without paying anyone is just absolutely
Huge.
incredible. It's
It's
absolutely
huge.
incredible. It
It's very
really is.
big. Uh, while we're on the topic, how many more years do you think Dak has to prove himself before Dallas needs to move on?
He's
What's
never.
what's the timetable for that?
What do you mean to get a ring?
Or to just do anything, to make some noise, to get to the NFC Championship
I
game?
don't know. He's got to leave Dallas if he wants to do that. He's got to leave Dallas.
So do you think Dak could be the guy in Dallas or no? You don't
No,
think so?
I think to be in Dallas, and you gotta just have balls, man. You do. You gotta be able to, get in someone's face. Like Troy Aikman was a damn quarterback. He was a quarterback, and now he didn't even throw a lot too because he didn't have to.
Oh,
was
here's a guy.
Literally though, here's a guy that can just get in someone's face and tell them, hey.
I don't know, Jim. That looked a little homey.
And I can tell you right now, Troy Aikman is one of the greatest.
Yeah,
I'm
greatest.
back
Yeah,
back to talking. Troy Aikman. I mean, a guy like him, he'll get in your face. Those are the quarterbacks that you need, especially when you're down the most. Because the Cowboys, number one, they don't have a motivating coach like they did when they won. If you don't have that, the quarterback's got to be that guy. You know what I mean? He's got to be the guy when you go.
you gotta find it. you got to find it at one of the levels, either head coach or quarterback.
Right.
The
And
defensive guys could lead the team so much, but quarterback's the most important position on any football team. So,
right. And I'm gonna bring up Tom Brady too. I know he's one of one, but I mean, Belichick was quiet, but he obviously spoke when he had to speak. But
yeah. Yep.
Brady, like there was no disrespecting Brady. Now people
No.
go up and we listen to Micah Parsons' podcast, right? He doesn't even put his quarterback in the top 10. I don't give a shit if he's the 20th worst quarter.
Exactly.
20. You put your quarterback there. If you have
I
respect,
agree 100%. Like,
you have respect for him.
dude,
I mean, it's just so
you
fucking.
gotta. I don't care if you think like Dak's ass. I don't care if you think he's ass, but you gotta put him, dude. If I'm Michael Parsons, right? Obviously, Dak not a top five quarterback, respectfully.
I'm talking Micah.
If you're Micah, you have to be like, yeah, like I got Mahomes, Allen, then probably Dak. Like you have to lie. You have to
Right, right,
say that.
right.
That saying he's not top 10, what the
Yeah.
fuck is wrong with you?
I know. He's such a douche. He really is. I don't like him. I really think that Dak Prescott, like, he's too nice. He really is too nice to be a quarterback. He's
Yeah,
too,
he's
if you listen to him talk, he always says the right things. He always does the right things. He never like goes against the press. I mean, other than what he just said about the Eagles, I kind of like respected him for it because, and here's why. I don't think people are taking this out of proportion. We'll dive into this because it actually wasn't talked about. And I
yeah,
know it's not
dude.
my show, but do you care if I bring it up real quick?
Yeah, bring it up. Bring it
Because
up.
this is actually the only time I've actually really saw Dak Prescott speak up to the media. We're not that far away from him. And what he means by that is not, D tackle compared to D tackle because they're not. But in terms of record of how he's played against them in their career, Dak, when he is healthy, he's kind of owned the NFC East. Like in a way, like I'm saying, like
He has a winning record against the Eagles. Yeah.
yes,
I
like
get
a
I get
mile.
what he's saying. I think he just worded it a little wrong because
He did.
the way it came out, everyone's taking it as, yeah, like we're right there, like our team is the same. When obviously it's not. The Eagles are better on almost every cylinder.
Right.
But I get what he's saying. Just bad execution, you know?
Right, right. And I think it was right after the Super Bowl. It's just the wrong timing to say it. It's the
Yeah,
wrong time to say it. If he said this 2 months ago, 2 months now, later in the future, it would have been better. It would have been
yeah,
so much better. And I think that I kind of rooted for it. I'm not even gonna lie, because I was like, you know what? There you go. I kind of like the attitude because it's like, screw these guys, man. Like they bash me all the time, whatever. And I mean, Stephen A, he didn't even know what Dak was there for. He was doing some cancer thing for these kids. Like it wasn't even his fault. These people just come up to him. So
yeah.
I don't even, in a way, bro, I'm like, he's got to be like, even when CeeDee Lamb complains, it's got to be in practice where he just punches him in the face once. There's got to be something.
He's got to set CD straight because
He's got to, man.
you see
He's
it.
got
All these wide receivers just act like pussies. I don't, I don't understand. Like, you get paid so much money. Like, I hate to be that guy, but you get paid all this money
Yep.
just because you're not getting the ball. If you're still winning the game, just fucking relax. Take a couple deep breaths.
That's what
You're
I'm
gonna get
saying.
the ball
And
next
we
time.
saw AJ Brown
Yeah,
and Jalen Hurts do it a little bit too. But like just put it aside when it matters, man. Like CeeDee Lamb never complained. I'm gonna bring up the wild card. And this shows Dak's mental ability, which I think is overhyped by the media because I really think he's weak mentally. But I like in terms of like in big games. Because
yeah, I agree. I
CeeDee
would
Lamb
agree.
CeeDee Lamb goes up to him and complains for the first time all season in the wild card last year. Never complained his whole career before that. After that, he shut down. Prescott shut down. The team shut down. And we lost by 30 at home when we had an 18-game win streak at home. That's unacceptable.
Yeah,
And like to not be able to just figure that out in quarter one. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like,
he
I don't
like
know. You're
he
a
like
man, you're gonna be
bullied.
like, bro,
He
shut
like
up.
bullied Dak, and
Right.
like you could just tell like when someone's like body language, their facial expressions.
Yeah, man.
Dak was obviously very, yeah, I would agree. He was just, excuse me, he was very, he, he was
Listen,
very just like taken aback by that, you know?
better hope the ladies aren't watching, all right?
Nah, it's fine. I got or.
Yeah, what kind of aura you got? A Super Bowl two-time champ, bro.
I'm a champion, 2 time.
Listen, you know who's gonna be a champion?
Who?
Wait, is I want to make sure that this is going to be. When is this going to be leaked? You can cut this out if you want.
Uh, tomorrow or
Fire, because let me tell you something. Tonight we're gonna win a ring, baby. Because my rec team tonight, Friday night, we're gonna be champions. I'm gonna win back to back. I'm calling it right now, baby. We're going against same coach, same this. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
ladies
Kids
and
are gonna be
gentlemen,
ready.
the Andy Reid of the Westerly Rec Basketball League, Jacob Arruda.
We don't get blown out in the championships, bro. We're good. We're gonna be
That'll be
ready.
next year. I'm gonna coach next year. I'm
If
gonna
you're
take
a
it to you.
coach, it's gonna be
Bite the
war.
kneecaps, punch him in the teeth.
That's it, man. That's it. For real.
But speaking of basketball, let's get into some NBA.
Perfect. Perfect.
The Luka trade, obviously. Who won that trade in your opinion?
In terms of now, I think Anthony Davis got hurt, right?
Yeah, he's out for a couple weeks, per usual.
That was the problem with both the guys. I think that if right now, I love the way Kyrie Irving's playing out of the get. Though I think Kyrie Irving's the most changed. He's made the greatest comeback mentally in sports
Ever
in a
since the
long time.
Celtics era. I would agree.
Literally, he was
I would
burning
agree.
the
Big
cage
time.
in TD Garden. You just knew he was lost, and you honestly just prayed for him. And I'm saying that in the nicest way possible because
Yeah.
he's such a gifted player. It's a waste to see someone go like that.
He I,
And
I definitely have respect for him now. Like he just seems very
dude, I have so much
he seems
respect for
very
him.
down to earth and genuine now. He doesn't take any shit though, I will say.
That's
From the
coming from a
media.
Boston fan. I got so much respect for him. I really do. I think that he's balling. I think he's going to be a leader on this team. I
Yeah.
think that it's better for the Mavericks now, this trade. But you just don't trade a franchise guy like that. You know what
Dude,
I mean?
there's been like every game, there's rumors Jason Kidd might leave,
It's just I don't know.
which is
I mean,
crazy.
there's rumors that I'm going to be the next Cowboys quarterback.
They could use you. But
They could.
uh obviously AD before he got hurt, I don't even know. It looked like he popped the ball. Like I don't like
No, I know.
I don't know if you saw that, but maybe I'll throw it in here.
I think I did see it.
But he
He
had like 26 and 14. Like he was
played
balling out.
great, and he's a great player, dude. He's a great player.
And the Lakers got blown out by the Jazz last night. Obviously, I'm not surprised at all. Like I think it's gonna take a lot of time for Luka and LeBron and that whole Lakers team to finally gel because
Yep.
they're very similar. Um, obviously that Mark Williams trade didn't go through, which is huge, and now connects back.
Negative for the Lakers.
Yeah, connect. Yeah, I mean connects great, but that definitely fucks up the chemistry in my opinion.
I agree. I think it messes a lot in terms of like the locker room, and you think you get traded, you don't get traded. It's just one of those things that
Yeah.
mentally, it's like, dude, what the heck, man? Like,
But at the end of the day, it's a business, and he hasn't proved anything in this league yet. Even though he's been balling out, you kind of just gotta take it on the chin and keep playing.
yeah, exactly.
Obviously, your
it's a
teammates
business.
aren't making the decision to trade you, so that's between you and God.
LeBron made the decision.
No. Maybe I don't
I
know.
tell you this right now. Yeah, I want you to bring up the next segment because I think I know what it's going to be about the
With
Celtics. It's going to be.
No. Well, we're gonna get into the Celtics, but this is a great turning point. Do you think the trade was fueled by Adam Silver and trying to get the ratings back up? Because obviously, as everyone knows who's an NBA fan, the ratings have been low.
Yeah, I think it was kind of sketchy because no one even knew about it. You don't just go behind your best player's back like that. I think that, like, I'm not a huge conspiracy guy. Like, I say things a lot, but like at the end of
Yeah.
the day, I tell my mind, I'm like, nah, that can't be true. But a lot of things, and I'm actually watching the Vince McMahon thing on Netflix. Like, anything for the business, bro. For real. Like that's how these businesses are. And I mean, the NBA's been at a low for the last, this is the worst it's been in the last 10 years, I believe. I
Yeah.
think that this trade, if the Lakers are going to build, and I think they will, because you get a guy like Luka Doncic who wouldn't want to play with someone unselfish and all that. I mean,
Luka and LeBron, Luka's he's an international player, first of all. You're
right,
playing on the Lakers, that's the biggest market in basketball, besides
right,
maybe the Knicks. The Knicks,
right.
Celtics, and Lakers, those are the three
Lakers
biggest
are
markets.
number, in terms of marketing, they're number one, I'd say.
Yeah. And, you're in the spotlight. It's just I don't I don't know. Like honestly, before this trade, right? You think, all right, give us one trade besides like trading LeBron. Give us one trade to boost the ratings. You would think Wemby to the Lakers or like Luka to the Lakers, and that's what
Literally,
happened.
literally.
It just
Honestly,
seems sketchy.
I mean, it made more realistic to bring Giannis there because I
Yeah,
feel like Giannis is not going to sign there. I really think he's going to be like the first big European or non-American to
well,
go somewhere else because a lot of them are so loyal because they're just that's how they were
yeah,
at young
like
kids. To
Jokic.
where we see the guys drafted from the United States, a lot of them grew up playing AAU, so they're used to playing with the best players all the time,
Yeah,
which is kind of ruined. It's kind of ruined basketball. It ruins how teams are built. I mean,
a little bit, because there's guys moving every year. It's
right? It's just
that
like
like
KD has
Jimmy
been passed around.
Butler. I mean, yeah, Jimmy Butler just that was ridiculous,
Yeah,
my
Jimmy
opinion.
Butler. You got, dude. What about last night? He freaking took the charge, or Kyrie took the charge on him, and he looked like he crapped himself. Did you
Yeah,
see?
I saw that. He looked like he shit his pants. I don't know.
He
Maybe
looked like
maybe
Jalen
he'll come
Hurts
on and
next year.
explain.
He looked like Jalen Hurts next year against the Cowboys.
He looked like Dak when he saw Nolan Smith coming off the edge. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little sketchy in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely the league was probably pushing for it. Like there was no debate that was going through. There was
Yeah,
no debate because you know what I mean. Like you get a guy like Luka Doncic, you don't see a franchise player in their mid 20s. Maybe you'll see it in the 29, 30-year-old
still like
mid 20s.
25.
Yeah, like it's incredible. I've never seen that. I think we're going to start seeing it more in professional sports. I don't want to throw any names out because I don't want to get into huge talk, but I think that things are coming, and I think this is going to like be the igniter for a lot of leagues to start doing this.
Maybe. I don't know. But we'll have to see what happens. But all right, before we wrap it up, let's talk some Celtics, talk some Thunder. So
Oh my God, what we thought.
Celtics have been playing great ball. They're the 2 seed, only I think they're gonna end up catching the Cavs for the 1 seed.
I
Tatum's
don't know.
been
I
playing
mean, the
good.
Cavs need that 1 seed more than anything.
Yeah,
That's the most valuable spot right now in the playoffs. I know OKC thrive at home too, but you got a team like Boston in your conference, you need the home advantage.
yeah. Oh, definitely, 100%. Do you
Need it.
what as of what's the date today? February 13th, 2025. 3 days before the All-Star break. What is your
Yep.
finals matchup?
Well, I said the craziest thing, but I went to the game last night, Celtics Spurs. I thought that was going to be the finals matchup because I was like, Wembanyama's for real, but he's not ready yet.
That is
He's not ready yet.
blasphemous.
It was blasphemy. Me and Dan were on TV post game. It was incredible. NBC's.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I
It
saw
was
that.
awesome. It was awesome. But anyway, to get back on track, I think that it's Celtics are definitely going to get there. I think if everyone stays healthy, I just don't see anyone going to 7 games with them. Honestly, I really don't. I don't think the Cavs. I mean, we match really good against the Cavs even this year, but playoffs are
Man,
different.
I would disagree. I think you guys match up terribly against the Cavs. The Cavs got a lot more size than the Celtics.
I think I agree with you, and I said the same thing before on my show. But I think that in terms of like when we've played them head on, we've outplayed them. We've outplayed them,
Yeah.
in my
I do
opinion.
think you guys
And
are
we
the
just
better
rise
team.
to the occasion because the team knows what it means. And if Porzingis is healthy, there's just no way we lose to them in 7 games.
For me, I can't really, even though the Cavs are having a good regular season, probably the best since like a LeBron era. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm not buying into the hype. You got Donovan Mitchell, who's great, but in my opinion, he's like a Robin. He's like a co-star. I don't think he's a
Right.
Batman. They're
Right.
very well built, but I don't think they have like in my opinion, they don't have a top 10 NBA player. Donovan
He's
Mitchell
a
for me,
lot
top
like
15.
He's a lot like Jalen Brown, bro. Honestly, I
Yeah,
think that's a really good
he's a
comparison.
lot like Jalen Brown. I think Jalen Brown's. I don't know. That's up
They're
for
like
debate.
this. They're literally like the same player.
They're very similar, except Jalen Brown's just more fucking brawlic and
Yeah, and I think if Jalen Brown was on that team, I think he'd be shooting the same amount as Donovan Mitchell. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like,
and
uh, I think that the West Side, I'll say that honestly. To be honest, I'm gonna say this not only to get you mad, but I do think that they have the best player on the floor, and you got to go 7 game series with this guy. if Jokic is healthy and ready, it's going to be Boston and Denver, what people wanted last year. I think that, even Jamal Murray, we see
I don't know.
55 points. I think it was last night. I think he had 55.
Yeah, he played great last night.
I mean, if he's very inconsistent, but if he can bring it, and he does bring it in the postseason, got to give him credit. If he
I
brings it,
I think it's sorry.
going,
I sound like an idiot right now. But uh,
I do
I
too. It's all right.
I do I do think not trying to be biased, but I do think for that Nuggets team, one of the X factors is going to be how Russell Westbrook and Jamal Murray play.
I
Um,
agree. I agree. The two factors.
I think it, you still would have to say Jamal Murray's probably the second best player on that team, but I think Westbrook's right there. He's been out for like a week with like a hamstring, I think, but
Yeah,
he's been huge to that team and like their success. Their bench is weak. They have a weak bench, but Aaron Gordon's pretty good. If MPJ's on, they're
got
hard
to
to
be on.
beat.
He's got to be on.
He's got to be on. They're hard
Yeah.
to beat because he shoots a lot
Can't
of
stop
threes.
Jokic though. That like no one in the league
Yeah,
has an answer for him.
you just have to slow him down. You can't stop.
Like, he's gonna get his 30, 15, and 12, dude. It's nuts.
Even in when they lose, he's still
Like
fucking
yeah,
ridiculous.
he's
I
just he opens the floor so much for his guys, and I
Yeah.
think that OKC has a better team, but
Oh yeah.
basketball, I think by a mile. I just think that in basketball, I think when you have that one guy, like especially 7 game series, like that's why I'm confident in the Celtics because we have two of those guys.
Yeah.
OKC has one of them too. SGA is a beast, and they will grow. I think 3 years from now, they're gonna be knocking on the door for so long if they stay healthy. But I think that
I would agree.
you got to fail to succeed in this league. I feel like, and I think that OKC is going to fail a couple times. I think they'll get to the finals next season. They're going to struggle in the regular season because they're going to battle injuries. I think hot take stuff like this goes on because they've stayed healthy most of the year, but then they're going to get
Besides
healthy.
Chet.
They're going to rally around, and next year they might win it. But this year, I think that this is the last time the Nuggets are together. I think they're going to make a run, and it's going to be Boston, Denver. It's going to go to 7 games. That's my final conclusion for the whole season.
I mean, I don't hate that prediction. I realistically I can't see anyone from the West that's not the Nuggets or not the Thunder.
I
Uh,
agree.
I can't even say the Lakers. They don't have enough.
I agree with
Especially
you.
now that they don't have size, the Thunder match up well against them. Before that was always a problem with AD, but uh, the Mavericks, they're still going to be competing because you can't count on Anthony Davis when he's healthy. He's been great.
Yeah,
Obviously, when he's healthy,
that's
he's
a
still
that's
like
it.
technically in his prime.
Right.
Um, I don't really know about the East. Like you got the Celtics. I'm not buying the Cavs. I think the Knicks would have a better chance to knock off the Celtics than
I
the Cavs.
respectfully very much disagree. I think that
I don't
the
know.
Knicks, Tatum plays, they have no answer for Jason Tatum. Mikal Bridges is a phenomenal defender, but Tatum, when he sees that white, orange, and blue, he just knows what to do, baby. That's it. You like that?
What the fuck was
Because
that?
he just knows what to do, baby. He knows what to do.
I don't know. I think the Bucks maybe could knock off the. I don't know. I really think it's a toss up. Obviously, the Celtics still the favorites, but yeah, I would have to go either Celtics versus Thunder or Nuggets. I can't really see anything else.
Me too. I agree. I think the Celtics are
I'd be
gonna be so tough to beat.
I would be sh I'd be shocked if the Cavs make it to the finals. Absolutely shocked. And if they
You
do,
know this,
give
yo.
me
Just
whoever's
know
in
this.
the West.
If OKC and Boston play, and OKC finds a way, you'll not see me for a long time. I'll be trapped in the house because I'm gonna have those new.
That and the
My
Eagles
team's
Super Bowl
won,
in one year.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident in the Thunder, but obviously we're still young, and I would say some similarities with the Thunder and the Celtics. Both of them rely on the three ball so heavily. They
So
shoot
annoying
so
losing
many
them.
threes, and I think it's like not Shea. Obviously, Shea does not shoot a lot of threes, but everyone else around him just fucking chucks, and usually they're
Yeah.
on, but when they're off.
Sometimes they can get to you though, man. If you're off for 2 weeks in that playoffs, they can.
That's
You got to
exactly
find
what
out ways.
happened to us last year. That's why we lost against the Mavs. We shot like 30, we shot like 20% from three one or two games in the series, and that
Yeah,
was it right there. And the Mavs shot
that's
like
why.
60.
I agree with you because that's why the Celtics, it was huge to have Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown's just he could score in all aspects. You can't stop a guy like him. And honestly, you're gonna disagree, but Tatum, when he drives to the basket, it's unstoppable too. So if Tatum with his
Keyword when.
maturity, when
He settles.
exactly.
He settles a
And
lot.
he's had such great playoff games though. People like forget how good he's been in
Yeah,
the
he had
playoffs.
like a what, 50-point triple-double last year?
That Sixers game 7 one year was just like the best individual performance I've seen. Like, bro, I was at my nanny's with all my cousins, bro. And we were just sitting there. We just like knew. We just knew. We were like, yo, this guy is just, he's that dude. And he reminds me of, I don't even like saying this on microphone, but he does remind me of LeBron James a little bit. He does remind me because he did, when they lost, he struggled in the championship, just like LeBron did with a big, good team. So I think that, but Tatum was much younger. I'll give Tatum his flowers. Tatum was a lot younger than
He
LeBron.
reminds you of LeBron just without being the greatest of all time.
I just don't even think you can make that argument. I was watching things when LeBron was in Miami. The amount of excuses he made. I mean, I don't even understand how people consider him the greatest.
His
I
three
know
Hall of
that
Fame careers.
statistically, yes. Okay. I mean, he's been playing longer than the dinosaurs have even around a million years. It's incredible. His longevity
Yeah.
is incredible, bro. It's
Yeah.
incredible. But I think that when we talk about the greatest, we're looking at like a set of years of when they were the greatest of all time. And Michael Jordan is just, and I know that we always talk about this debate a lot, but not just get the attitude away. I think Michael Jordan just like he does more for a franchise than LeBron has ever done. I think that he is just so valuable.
Yeah.
He really is though, because he's won 6 titles, and basketball rings are the most important thing compared to any other sport. He could be he has 9 all defensive teams. I think he has 4 MVPs. I might be mistaken.
I could argue the same, like what LeBron did for the Cavs organization. Cleveland would be they might not even be an organization anymore if it wasn't for LeBron. Every year they've
The
been
Bulls
positive
almost went
without him.
bankrupt. The Bulls weren't even.
Well, yeah, the Bull. It's the same thing with the Bulls. The Bulls since the '90s, besides those couple of Derrick Rose years, they fucking suck.
But they're
They
still like
haven't made
iconic
anything.
though. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bulls are just like they're always going to be iconic forever just because Michael Jordan, just because MJ, literally. And look, I just pulled this a 10-time scoring champion. LeBron, I think, has 1. I think maybe 1. I don't even know if he has it.
LeBron's not score first. That's the thing. LeBron is a
Michael
pass
Jordan
first player. He
with
makes the
Doug
right play.
Collins. With Doug Collins for 1 month, he averaged the triple-double because he told him to literally just play free. And he did. He was the point guard. The only time he ever played point guard in his career. He averaged 35, 12, and 10. So Jordan could have did that too, but he just knew if you wanted to win a ring, he couldn't be like that.
It wasn't for the team's success. That's the thing.
They were like basketball.
Well, LeBron naturally plays like that for the success of the team.
Right, but
LeBron's
if you want to
point
win,
guard, pretty much.
like in basketball, bro, you got 5 guys on the court. This isn't like Jalen Hurts when you can, hand the ball off.
All right,
50 guys.
all right.
It's just just to compare, give it. There's 53 compared to 5. So championships in this sport are more. They're more valuable to the players' careers. You know what I'm saying? Because they can do more.
Yeah.
They're more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. I agree. I agree.
Like, so when we talk about like Jordan, like, dude, he was just the most dominant in the league. I mean, not that the league, like you always say, the Warriors.
Did you watch him?
And stuff, but what was it?
I said, were you watching him?
No, I wasn't, but I'll tell you this right now. I put myself in those old guys' shoes that were watching, and I put it in the time of how we are. Like, could you imagine if like LeBron wins 3 in a row, scoring title, defensive player, all team, like every year?
There was a whole decade of basketball every year where LeBron was in the NBA Finals.
That's cute that he was in it, but what did he do? He lost.
But who did he play against? He played against,
like I said, 20 years down the road.
Warriors, Kevin
20
Durant.
years down. I'm going to interrupt you. 20 years down the road, when I was like, when our kids come up to us and say, dude, Super Bowl 59, they ain't going to mention Mahomes. They ain't going to mention Josh Allen or Lamar. They're going to mention Jalen Hurts. That's what they're going to mention.
Yeah, but basketball is different. When they mention the NBA Final, the 2018 NBA Finals, I'm gonna have to tell them, Yeah, sorry,
You're gonna
boss.
have to tell him, Blake. You're gonna have to tell him because if they look stuff up, they're gonna be like the Warriors and Kevin Durant, the Finals
No,
MVP.
I'm gonna have to explain it to him that yeah, like Kevin Durant pulled the weakest move by a superstar ever
And
and
who started that?
took away from LeBron's greatness.
Who started that?
Not LeBron.
LeBron James.
Not. We're acting like Chris Bosh is even comparable to Klay Thompson or
He
Kevin
went
Durant.
with Dwayne. He knew exactly what he was doing. He ruined basketball.
If Carmelo went there, then yeah, I would say yeah. Which that almost happened, but that never happened. I think Carmelo and
Did
like
that really almost happen? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
it was almost Carmelo instead of Bosh, I think.
Yeah, I want to shout out Eddie House, yo. I gave him knuckles when he was at the table yesterday. Some fan asked him, yo, did you win with that Heat team? He's like, nope. I'm like, let's go, baby. You're a true Celtic. And I gave him knuckles. And that was it, baby. That was it.
True
Me and
Celtic.
Eddie House.
Yeah. He's probably like, yeah, LeBron's gold.
No, he said MJ. Okay. There were
Uh,
fans, Blake, though, that were like, yo, SGA is trash. And OKC, like I said, OKC got nothing on us, baby. OKC got nothing
yeah,
on us.
OKC in six, boy. OKC in six, boy.
Yeah, against maybe the Pistons, maybe.
The bad boy Pistons, boy. What you talking about?
The bad boy.
But yeah, I think we've covered all we need to cover.
Yeah.
Jacob, I appreciate you coming on.
I
It was
appreciate
a
you, man.
it was a fun show for episode one. Obviously, we got a lot more to come, a lot more shows to come. Everyone, go check out 321 Media on YouTube and Facebook. The star of the show, Arruda Awakening, Jacob Arruda.
Star.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you,
I'll catch
Blake.
you in the next one. Link in bio.